Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Porch. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, NASCAR Cup Series, the Cookout 400 from Martinsville, the 155th Cup Series race at Martinsville, race 7 on the 2026 season. 3 and 3 of my picks. Didn't pick Colorado every week. My bad. Alright, so 210.4 miles, 400 laps around the paperclip. 3 stages, 80, 100, 220. I got 9 sets of tires. And then fuel between 175 and 190. So we'll definitely have to have a pit stop in that final stage. Probably about halfway, I would say, give or take. So Byron has won 3 of the last 8 races at Martinsville. HMS has won 6 of the last 11. After 6 races in 2026, HMS is winless. We all know the story from 1984. They were basically out of business money-wise, and they go to Jeff Bodine and Harry Hyde talk Rick into going to Martinsville. Jeff Bodine won Martinsville, and the rest is history. They've owned this joint since. 3 of the last 8 winners in the Gen 7 car started in the top 5. 3 of the 8 started in the top 5. 5 of the 8 started between 11th and 20th. So we always talk about qualifying meaning so much. And then the last driver to win from the pole that was a non-HMS driver was the guy sitting on the pole for tomorrow's race, the one and only Dennis Hamlin. So if we look at the top 10 in qualifying, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs, Shane Van Gisbergen, Austin Cindric, Carson Hocevar, Tyler Reddick, Joe Logano, Chase Elliott. So 3 of the last 8 came in the top from the top 5. 5 of the last 8 winners came between 11th and 20th. That would be Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Zane Smith, Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher, Ryan Preece, Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, and Michael McDowell. So yeah, we got a little bit of mix of guys who have grandfather clocks and guys who do not have grandfather clocks. In the last 8 races, we're going to start there on our stats. Ryan Blaney average finished 4.25 and 2 wins. Kyle Larson 5.37 and a win. Joey Logano 6.0. Chase Elliott 7.5. Ross Chastain 8.62. William Byron 9.37 and 3 wins. Bubba Wallace 11.0. Denny Hamlin 11.62 and a win. Ryan Preece 11.83. In those same 8 races, average running position, Kyle Larson 6.87. Chase Elliott 7.01. Ryan Blaney 8.05. Denny Hamlin 8.87. Joey Logano 10.03. William Byron 10.05. Chase Briscoe 10.42. Christopher Bell 12.73. Ryan Preece 12.99. And Bubba Wallace 13.33. Now if we go down to the last 4 races, so 2024 and 2025, Chase Elliott average finish 3.0. Kyle Larson 3.75. Ryan Blaney 4.75 with a win. William Byron 7.5 with 2 wins. Joe Logano 8.0. Ross Chastain 8.0. Ryan Preece 9.0. Bubba Wallace 10.75. And Denny Hamlin 13.0. If we look at the last 4 races on average running position, so now you can run well all day long and get a bad finish, or vice versa, you can run bad all day long and get a good finish. So average running position is kind of a key stat that I look at a lot to kind of see how they ran during the day, because that finish may not always be there. Chase Elliott 4.59. Kyle Larson 5.16. William Byron 7.24. Hendrick is really good at Martinsville. Denny Hamlin 8.24. Ryan Blaney 8.65. Joey Logano 8.88. Chase Briscoe 11.67. Bubba Wallace 11.97. And Ross Chastain 12.10. Now we look at just last year. So there's 2025. Those 2 races at Martinsville. Chase Elliott average finish 3.5. Christopher Bell 4.5. Kyle Larson 5.0. Ross Chastain 5.0. But this year in 2026, it seems like Trackhouse does not have the speed they've had at other tracks in the past, because Ross Chastain has been up there a lot, but he doesn't get the finishes on the history stuff. Ryan Blaney, Ryan Preece each 6.5, Joey Logano 8.0, Todd Gilliland 9.5, Bubba Wallace 10.5. Average running position last year for the 900 laps at Martinsville. Chase Elliott averaged 4.45 running position. Kyle Larson 5.79. Christopher Bell 6.57. Joey Logano 8.78. Denny Hamlin 8.88. Ryan Blaney 8.88. Denny Hamlin 8.95. Ty Gibbs 9.24. William Byron 9.96. Ross Chastain 11.23. And Bubba Wallace 12.47. All right, NASCAR Fantasy Live. So I kind of had an idea before I even looked through all this who I was going to put there. And I mentioned it earlier. HMS has dominated 6 of the last 11 races at Martinsville. They've won. William Byron himself has won 3 of the last 8. Hendrick has gone here before without a win at this point in the season and won. They don't have a win. They're not looking great so far. I mean, they're looking okay on points, but. So I got Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, William Byron, 300 cars, and Denny Hamlin. And I'm putting Joey Logano in the garage. For those of you that are new to NASCAR Fantasy Live, you start the 5 drivers, so Blaney, Larson, Elliott, Byron, and Hamlin are my 5 starters. Before the end of stage 2, if say Ryan Blaney crashes out, he's 10 laps down, and Logano is leading the race, I can put Logano in, and my points will update to Logano's points. It's like I never use Blaney at all. Now, what I do sometimes run into is I watch the race from behind. I don't catch right before the end of stage 2 to do that. Denny Hamlin's when I did that. He was in the garage the entire time. Whoops. But yeah, that's the idea, is to get that pick in there before the end. You get kind of that extra guy you can swap out before the end of stage 2. On the head-to-heads there on NASCAR Fantasy Live, Reddick versus Bell, I'm taking Reddick. Hocevar versus Keselowski, I'm taking Hocevar. Byron versus Larson, I'm taking Byron. And Wallace versus Logano, I am taking Joey Logano on that one. As we take a look at the points, if this was the final race of the season, Tyler Reddick would have won it with 1 race left. When we come back to Martinsville in the fall, if Tyler Reddick, leaving Martinsville in the fall, has a 76-point lead or higher for whomever, they will win the championship with 1 race left. I actually think that could happen this year in both the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and the Cup Series. So right now, Tyler Reddick is leading away with 4 wins. Ryan Blaney is second with a win, minus 95. Bubba Wallace is third, minus 120. Denny Hamlin is fourth with a win, minus 122. Chase Elliott is fifth, minus 131. William Byron sixth, minus 134. Chris Buescher, minus 137. Christopher Bell, minus 143. Brad Keselowski, minus 143. And Kyle Larson, minus 149. That's the top 10. Ty Gibbs, minus 152. Ryan Preece, minus 171. Carson Hocevar, minus 174. Daniel Suarez, minus 175. Shane Van Gisbergen, minus 185. Joey Logano and Michael McDowell are tied, minus 186. So right now, on that tiebreaker goes to Joey Logano. So Michael McDowell is actually outside the chase, but he's tied. Then you have AJ Allmendinger, minus 15. Zane Smith, minus 16. Ross Chastain, minus 24. Austin Cindric, minus 30. Chase Briscoe, minus 31. And Kyle Busch, minus 33. The rest of the points go Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, Austin Dillon, Riley Herbst, Ty Dillon, Noah Gragson, Todd Gilliland, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Josh Berry, Connor Zilic, Cole Custer, Cody Ware, and Alex Bowman. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of people just spewing trash. And they talk about the lawsuit in NASCAR and how it's the only reason Reddick has won. And Bubba was the fastest in qualifying or practice because of the lawsuit. But yet there was another team a part of that lawsuit called Front Row Motorsports. 19th, 29th, and 30th in points. That's intriguing. But anyway, I don't believe that crap. I think the 23-11 guys there hit on something. which we've seen happen in this sport from day one. Everyone will get caught up, and you will, another year, you'll be like, oh yeah, he forgot he won 4 to 6. And we all had a problem with that, but when Justin Allgaier does the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, we don't have a problem with it. Make it make sense, folks. All right, so the 4 picks to win the Cookout 400 is Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Larson. As always, thanks for watching the Rubber Sports Show. Just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.